Okay, more on the hot topic of amoeba proteus, a species of amoeba that's commonly looked at in beginning biology, zoology courses. Little one-cell creature. I mentioned in a prior video some intriguing structures that I observed about 38 years ago. Seems nobody else is that I have found is familiar with these structures. I don't really know what happened. Nothing new for me. But um, um, I gotta watch the time here. 10 minutes. I have found out. I sent off and I got the booklet from Carlsberg Laboratories in Copenhagen, Denmark, that was published in 1961, that informed me that the cytoplasmic crystals in amoeba, in the cytoplasm, cytoplasm, I guess, cytoplasmic crystals in the amoeba proteus, that's a particular species, comprise about 25% of the volume of the creature, and but these gentlemen, R.S. Thomas and Grunbaum, somebody, weren't interested in, they were interested in the crystals within the amoeba itself, which are probably some kind of nitrogen waste related to urea, I don't know, related to urea. So these crystals that are in the amoeba itself, when they exit through the food vacuole, that's one of the structures within the amoeba, into the surrounding medium, the water that the amoeba is in, they dissolve. The crystals dissolve in the surrounding medium, water, and go into some kind of ionic form. And so these may have been involved in the event which I witnessed. That's not, of course, 100%. But it does present a possibility, and it struck my interest when I found that out, that they dissolve in the surrounding water. Also, these crystals are not found in saltwater amoeba. And so that's about all the new information that I have at this point. I'm sure I went down to Columbia, Missouri on Monday. It was rather a traumatic experience. I won't go into that. But I went to the library, the university library, and I was trying to find books on amoeba, just strictly on amoeba, especially on amoeba proteus. Well, it turns out there are 2 books in the library, and nobody's checked them out in so many years that they're over in what's called the depository. So it takes a few days to get the books out. And so I go back down there in April and to the VA hospital, and for my sort of annual blood work and all that science fiction or whatever it is. Anyways, I will get the books then and look them over. And if I find anything more, I will pass it along. And so that's all the information I have. It's, you got to laugh or cry, that. Now then, I should add that, a question like, are utility poles, where you have the utility pole, in the along the side of the road with the like that, with the lines running down the utility pole. Is that related to Christianity? Yes or no? No, has nothing to do with Christianity, obviously. And so these little cross crystals that I spoke about that resemble are similar to the Christian cross, being, you know, a certain proportion, you know, like the top of the vertical axis is about 1/3, and then the bottom, you know, where the horizontal axis intersects, is about 2/3, and then the cross, the horizontal axis, is about the same as the vertical axis below where the horizontal axis intersects. I'm sure that makes one hell of a lot of sense, and I'm sure that you know, the world is holding their breath for further information on Chad's amazing adventure. And so what I'm trying to say is that these structures are biological, or they're crystalline structures that obey the laws of chemistry and so forth, and existed well before the birth of Jesus of Nazareth. And so they are not necessarily related to Christianity, except because of the in the Western world, a Chinese person observing these crystals with no exposure to Christianity would think nothing, and probably would just dismiss the structures as, you know, probably worship down the drain like I did 38 years ago, and headed on down to the library. That was the name of the local bar where I spent most of my time in those days. Okay, well, famous quote from Satchel Paige: I ain't ever had a job. I just always played baseball. He's a famous baseball player, black baseball player from Kansas City, Missouri. Mine eyes have seen the glory.